Hi, and welcome to this sleep story from Jataka Tales. Jataka Tales are stories from life of Buddha, from his various births on earth. It is believed that Buddha was born innumerable times on earth in various forms, including animal and human form. When he displayed highest level of compassion, love and sacrifice for other forms. Enjoy these stories as you relax into your nightly sleep and let your subconscious mind learn from the life of Buddha, awakened one. Today's story is about an incident from childhood of Prince Siddhartha, who grew up to become Lord Buddha as we know him today. Prince Siddhartha was born in royalty in the kingdom of Magadh in modern-day Nepal. As a young prince, he lived a sheltered and luxurious life within the palace walls. One spring morning, Siddhartha was playing in the palace garden. A flock of swans were gliding through the blue sky above. Suddenly, there was a piercing shriek, and Siddhartha looked up to see one of the swans drop to the ground, bleeding. The prince rushed to the spot where the bird fell. He saw that an arrow had pierced one of its wings, and the bird was writhing in pain. Without hesitation, Siddhartha pulled out the arrow from the wing. Gathering some herbs from the garden, he made a paste and applied it to the bleeding wound. Then, tearing off a piece of his upper garment, he wrapped the swan gently with it. Suddenly, a loud voice came from behind, laying a claim on the bird. Siddhartha turned to see his cousin, Devdutt, glaring down at him, his eyes ablaze in anger. On his shoulder hung his quiver full of arrows, and he held a bow in his hands. "I shot down that swan, and so it's mine," claimed Devdutt. Siddhartha gently disagreed as he carried the wounded swan. "The bird belongs to the skies where it roams free. You have no claim over its life," said Siddhartha. Devdutt angrily reminded Siddhartha that the laws of our land is that the hunter has the claim over his shot. "Of course I know the law of our land, but in this case, the swan is not dead. It has every right to live. All I want to do is help it get better." Prince Siddhartha looked at his cousin calmly as he proceeded to the palace, carrying the bird. The matter escalated, and both boys decided to take the matter to the court, where wise men could advise who should lay claim to the swan. So, the boys went to the court, where the ministers were engaged in discussions of various matters of importance. Devdutt addressed them angrily, asking to give justice. Some ministers sided with Devdutt, claiming that the law of the kingdom is that the prey belongs to the hunter. But only if it's dead, said Siddharth. Look, this swan is only wounded, not dead. I'm trying to help heal its broken wing. The swan has a right to live and belongs to nobody. Everyone turned to the wisest of ministers, who came up with a clever solution. Let the bird decide where it wants to be. So, both boys stood 10 meters from the wounded bird on opposite direction and called the bird towards them. Guess what? The bird went to Siddharth and he won the claim to the bird. Siddharth was calmly happy. He took the bird to his palace room and attended to its wounds until it fully recovered. After a few days, Siddharth brought the swan, now fully recovered, into the garden. Holding it gently in his hands, he opened his palms. The swan flapped its wings and soared up into the blue sky, thanking the prince for his kindness and compassion. And the swan visited the prince every week to thank him for saving its life. It is said that this incident had a profound impact on the prince and made him reflect on the nature of suffering and planted a seed of compassion in the young prince's heart. It served as a seed for his eventual renunciation of the material world and his quest to become Buddha, the awakened one. Like the young Gautam Buddha, we should also try to help the ones in need whenever we have the time and resources. For compassion is not just the true nature of human existence, it's the true nature of life itself. Good night.